Welcome back to the class, everyone. Today we're in our second round of 3v3, and we are up against an RH Drams. I believe that has something to do with his guild. But before we go ahead and go to the actual battles here, let's go ahead and check out where his roster stacks up to ours. We have a lot of things that are even. He does have a ton more relic levels than us. He has about 100 more, but we have him beat a little bit in mods. Like we have like 20 more plus 20s, a few more plus 25s, not huge margins, but mostly where we have him beat is the fact that we have a bunch of Omicrons that he doesn't. He does have all Galactic Legends. He does, different from our last opponent, have both Malgus and Starkiller. So across the board, things are pretty darn similar as far as our rosters go. And now what we've said on defense, we've still been going with this kind of trying to front load everything. We've got our Lord Vader with the Super Datacron. We've got Malgus. We've got Starkiller, Gas, C. Pretty much just trying to make sure that if he wants to put a bunch of Galactic Legends on his front wall, then he also can't clear ours if we can't clear his. So we've got Dash, CLS. I put my General Luke back down just because we don't need General Luke to beat SLKR. At least I don't think we do. I didn't actually check out his defense too much. Yeah, it does not appear. So we do have to deal with Lord Vader. That's going to be super annoying. There is this Kyle Katarn team here that's also probably not going to be super fun. Something will beat Rey with something, and the Darth Revan actually doesn't really concern me that much. We'll have to look at the modding. And then up top, we do have a few nasty teams to deal with, including a Super Jedi Master Luke, which is going to be pretty annoying, a bad Malgus team, if those do exist, and then also this Maul team, which actually might not work with Armored there. I was wanting to use Nest, but let's go ahead and get to whacking. So first off, we are going to be starting with our Fennec BAM team against their Lord Vader. We did this last round. It actually ended up working really stinking well. So let's go ahead, see where this goes. We decided to take in Boss just because I figured it wouldn't hurt to have a third. And last time we didn't take a third because it would have just ended up being beaten by Maul, and I would have had to have put the damage immunity on Fennec anyway, so I preferred just the bonus stats. So we opted out of the bonus stats here, and I wish we wouldn't have. If you guys saw there, if we had 25% more offense from the Fennec lead, we probably would have one-shot Vader. And instead, we get into this kind of mess where we're not able to one-shot him multiple times. So we end up wasting a lot of time here and really just letting Lord Vader get a lot more mastery than he should by the time he ends up getting to his ult. So yeah, Vader gets to his thing, doesn't really matter. The damage immunity is timed pretty well. And we have to put Armor Shred on Vader to be able to get him down now, because on our own, we don't have the offense. So once that happens, he immediately goes down, and things are looking okay-ish here. I know that we're going to need to get Armor Shred onto Royal Guard. We typically can't kill him with Fennec without it. So yeah, Lord Vader keeps doing his thing. He got to his ult. He was able to take stats from Royal Guard, which is not... It's not good, because the main way that we can lose here is where Lord Vader will get 2 or 3 turns before BAM can get damage immunity back on Fennec, and they'll just take him out. So Royal Guard is going down slowly but surely. We're about halfway through the fight now, and we finally have a chance to actually get at Lord Vader. But it's not looking good. Like I said, he's taking about 2 turns to R1, and he's getting shots at Fennec. He's not taking them currently, but he's still getting them. So we go ahead and put our 4th stack on there. And Lord Vader gets 2 turns in a row and kills Fennec. So from here, there's really nothing we can do. So we just, let Lord Vader kill him. And now we're actually going to come in with a fun comp with SLKR. SLKR, Armor, and the Watt. Just Watt. The reason why we had to take this specific comp is because I wanted to make sure that we had a cleanse on SLKR so that he wasn't getting hit with healing immunity every time. And we actually went ahead and cleansed Armor immediately to get the days off her so that she would assist, so that we can get a full 3 stacks of Beskar on SLKR. I really like this, and I also, one other big thing that Armor brought to the table before she got blown up was Armor Shred. So now not only is our SLKR more durable, he has more health, he has more defense, he can't be crit, all that good stuff, he has more protection recovery, but Lord Vader is also significantly easier to kill now. 1 stack of Armor Shred might not seem like much, but for a character that is that defensively oriented, it's important. We're also countering him, which I don't think is as important, but it's pretty nice. So yeah, Lord Vader is still, even with all the boosts that we're getting between the 3 stacks of Beskar and whatnot, Lord Vader is still getting our protection down all the way in 1 hit. We go ahead and finally pop ult. Now it's time to stack the mastery. We need to eventually build enough damage that where we can just one-shot Lord Vader. Maybe if we're lucky, he goes all the way back to full health and then he just dies. Again, the countering is actually very nice, because on most attacks where Lord Vader is healing, the counter is almost making it irrelevant. And he keeps getting, again, he keeps getting his ult, he keeps stacking that mastery. But we're getting in here pretty well, and eventually we just kill him. So SLKR apparently with armor is enough to take down Lord Vader, at least solo Lord Vader. So we go ahead and take out Rey. Super Rey is dead, and Super Jedi Master Luke lives. So this battle is, it's gonna go quite well. We're immediately able to get to Rey, and this Rey is very high offense. She has the offensive set as well as 3 offensive primaries, so she's doing pretty well in that area. So I want to kill her before she even has the shot to get it. Even if she does get it, I think Jolie holds out on us here. So we keep calling in our characters that have repost to do as much damage as possible under all that nasty max protection. And Rey just dies. So doesn't get her first ult. Don't have to worry about her doing anything nasty. And then from here, there's very little protection recovery on this. Like when we call in with Jedi Master Luke's ability, we get it. But yeah, it is what it is. So now we're up against Starkiller, and we took in a Datacron with Wampa that gives him, or makes the enemies take extra damage for percent, or from debuff. So not only are the dots themselves going to be doing damage, but we're going to be doing a considerable amount of damage from the Datacron. So we did have enough tenacity to ensure that Mar would not land the initial stun, and then we're able to immediately shake out the tenacity down, which Starkiller actually almost got to his ult. That was a little scary. Again, I think the damage from the Datacron definitely did help. In another circumstance, he probably would have gotten to his ult and then just killed us, as he has done several times before. So we're going to go ahead and take in our Thrawn Vader comp versus Darth Revan. We've done this a lot. Our Vader is modded pretty high for offense and crit damage, so this typically works. I haven't faced like a really tanky Darth Revan quite yet. I think it was a 160k hit, so pretty big on him, and not to mention the AoE damage that we got before that. Now this is just going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance of a battle. Once Darth Revan's out, they really can't do a whole lot. We can now fracture Malik. We didn't have Corrupted Battle Meditation. We'll take down Bastila Fallen over a few turns. Didn't really need to do anything fancy there. And now we're going to work on trying to recover. So we're going to try to make sure that our tank is actually taunting. It did not do a very good job of that in the very beginning. And I know we need to use specials to be able to get him to taunt. We don't do that, which is a little risky. And yeah, he's starting to do a fair amount of damage here. So we specifically go ahead and use 2 specials just so that Sith Empire Trooper taunts. That's the only way to really make him do it, even though we got feared in the process. And now we're just pretty much looping fracture. I'm trying not to use the Force Crush or anything like that, just because I don't want to keep him constantly using his constantly fearing us, and we eventually just get him low enough that we can call him, and that's really cool. Bad Batch up against Mon Mothma is next. We actually opted out of using a TM Cron because I wanted them all to go first and get all their buffs, so that once they have them, Echo can just rip all of them off. So that's exactly what they did. They opened up. Didn't have enough damage to kill Echo. We did take a protection up Cron. I don't think it was necessary seeing how little damage they did. But yeah, from here, ripping all the buffs off and then just really trying to get rid of Kyle Katarn. I don't want them having any of their cleanses. We're able to go in and stun all of them. This team does have a ton of potency, both from my Datacron, my mods, and as well as their kits in general. So we're able to take them down very easily. Kara dice as well. Easy 57. I'll take it all day. So we have to beat that JML up top now. I have JMK, but my JMK is slower. And this is a really good Datacron JML. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn the cooldowns. We're going to burn the stun and the AoE. So that way we can already kind of get started on working on it. Because I don't want to, if I start the match completely ability blocked, with the Datacron, with the repost, and with the JML assist, I think they just kill me. So we go ahead and specifically do that. We kind of are just playing around here in the very beginning. The whole plan is to hit ult at 50%. And then once we do that, we go ahead and just leap on Jedi Knight Luke. And then we can go ahead and work our way around to Hoda. Because once this Jedi Master Luke loses his allies, he's done. There's nothing he can do. And like I said, we get through his Jedi Knight Luke very easily. We finally triggered the sacrifice there on our GK. But by here, it doesn't matter. We can press auto. Jedi Master Luke, Datacron or not, isn't going to be able to do much of anything. We're able to take him down. I think I might... probably should have put this on auto. I don't think it matters. They'll prioritize the protection moves, I think, at some point. So yeah, we just keep going on him. Can't really do a lot. We do get a few armor shreds just to speed up the process. But yeah, this is gonna end with full protection almost no matter what between everything that we have. And eventually he will just go down. Yeah, he's really tanky. This is why it's really nice to have Jedi Master Kenobi ignore taunt. So we took our 36 there, and now I don't have anything to kill Malgus. Like, this is my best team, and really what I was wanting to happen here was maybe we could kill 1 or 2 of the sides. And this is the level 9 Datacron Malgus. This is the one where all of his cooldowns immediately get refreshed. So he's going to be doing a ton of damage the entire time. And we just can't really make a dent on him. I was wanting to maybe land this debuff here, but Marauder gets a decent amount of tenacity from when the buffs are around. And I think Kyle Katarn's potency isn't great in general. So we don't land the debuff on him, and then, yeah, we're just not able to make any dent here. And Malgus is gaining back a stupid amount of everything every single turn. So that, I don't think we beat that team. So now the mission is to just get as high banners as possible on every other team that exists. So we're going to go ahead and take out their Shaak T with our Kira Nest. Don't go through this every time, but pretty much, I mean, as long as they don't have Rex in there, this is pretty stable. Even against the 5s variant, there's a pretty good chance that you win. So, again, coming in here, taking everyone out. I like to take out the clones first. I know some people that like to take out Shaak because she gives some stacking crit damage and makes their hits bigger. But I don't want to get it down. I like getting it down to just Shaak because she's the buff facilitator. She's the one that's making it so easy to stack our crit damage. So I prefer to leave her for last. And then here, I think I just straight up clicked auto because almost every single turn, actually, no, I think every single turn, she's giving buffs out in some way. So my crit damage is slowly stacking. We're doing about 31k on a basic right now. Like I said, the battle continues to go on, and yeah, we're already up to 34 now. Keep hitting now. We're at 37, and just kill her. So worked very well here. Iden in 3v3, still pretty good. Not as good as she could be, because especially with Padme here, we're able to take advantage of the fact that she assists so much. We do not want to use the stun until we have 10 stacks of. I think it's Ferocious or Fury or something like that. Anyways, we end up killing Death Trooper immediately. I actually really like range here for us, because not only does his unique make everyone attack out of turn, but the Retribution is constantly generating protection up and just making this battle even easier for us. So, Padme is able to come in here, even with an, I would say, not ideal third like Wrecker, who doesn't really taunt consistently, or at least not as consistently as, say, GK. We're able to get the team down fairly easily. It's just Iden now, and we have enough survivability on this team that she probably won't just one-shot us like she did our Traya. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to use Traya here because she would have just probably killed us. And Wrecker gets the file blow there for 56. We have to beat a JTR team in the back with Bros. It's actually a pretty decent team, but if you can get in front of it, there's really not a lot they can do. Not a whole lot defensive-wise, at least. We're able to immediately get rid of Poe, or rather Finn, and then Poe, and then I think JTR gets one turn, and that dazing Veers is actually like the best thing you can do, because then every call to assist is guaranteed to be dark, which is nice for us. I'm gonna go ahead and take a resistance versus their dash. This is not a good dash team. No Datacron, Vandor's gear 12, there's no Omicron, so we can pretty much just as soon as we can get around L3, just go right for the kill on Vandor. Exposures are also very nice for us just because of the amount of health that Vandor gets, so that those really chew through them. It does take a minute here, especially with dash being such a pain in the butt, but we are eventually able to keep getting around L3 and then go right in on dash, and then once he's gone, the team just kind of folds. There's not really much that can be done. And I almost thought about trying to drag this out and make this a 5-minute battle versus L3, because if you never use the healing immunity, a lot of solo characters can actually survive for a while for, BB-8 to give everyone a bunch of protection back. Really, what I should have done there as well is I should have smoke screened BB-8, so the next time that he was dodged, both him and R2 would heal a little bit. But I didn't. I used healing immunity, so now L3 is just gonna die, whether I like it or not. 53 banners there, unfortunately. Gotta take out Bam now, and Bam! If you have a level 9 Datacron, guys, for Bam, don't set it on offense, or defense. It's gonna get beat by Geos when it has, the highest win rate against Lord Vader right now, which is, it's not a good trade. Not a good trade by any stretch of the imagination. This is the cooldown Bam, so every turn if he wants to, he can get back to Whistling Birds. I think we might have misplayed this a little bit. I really needed to have Armor Shred on Bam, or maybe it was the Super Birds? I don't remember. It was the level 9 Bam. But he's pretty consistently able to get back to his stuff, and we needed to get a clear shot at Bam, and on top of his Bam, yeah, it's the Super Birds. But what I should have done at the very beginning is gotten the Armor Shred on him, because that really makes Spies hit and do a lot more damage, or at least more than it would before. We're going to save the big hit here. Just keep base gain, hope that we can remove everything, start to get what's Bam down, get another debuff on him, get a few other debuffs on him, and then Spy will just one-shot him. So now, this is just going to be a really annoying match. Queel and IG have a ton of survivability. I think I did just click auto just because I want to be able to get through this as quick as possible. The armor shred on Queel does help immensely just because you can't crit him, and Spy really likes to crit things. And then once Queel's gone, IG goes down super quickly. Easy 55. Ooh, this one's fun. So we need to take down the Maul team with Armor and Canderous, and we take in our first order TIE pilot, the Omicron, and gosh, the counters, especially against the ones the AoE just does a ton of work. R8 Maul just about to get torn up here, and I feel like a TIE Fighter pilot was a little disappointing for a lot of people. It's still a pretty good team, especially offensively speaking of what you're able to do, which is, you know, what we're currently doing right now. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like, okay, so if we have offense down, so this probably doesn't kill him, but it probably gets him pretty close, and it does, and we're able to take him down. 54, good job, Hux. And then we have this battle. So Shaak, I didn't have a lot left of my roster. I'm like, okay, this will probably work to take down the sides. We might not kill crew. I'm thinking, okay, we have an R8 arc because, you know, Lord Vader. Maybe we have a shot at killing crew here. So we're going to constantly start stacking everyone's crit damage between Arc and Echo and go for the sides first. I didn't want to use the cleanse because I was afraid the 2-turn stun was going to hit Arc or Echo. And now we can actually use it. So again, going to right in for Fox, cut out their damage a little bit. And now we have to kill Xylo. The crew is much harder to kill. There's a lot more that goes into her survivability. Xylo's a little bit more manageable. We keep calling in Arc, stack of crit damage. And now that it's just crew, you'll see it here in a second, but we're currently at the 3-minute mark, and we're going to skip ahead here a second. We don't end up really managing enough damage, so we keep stacking the crit damage on both Arc and Echo 5 times, and it ends in a draw. So we end up having to come right back in with that with our Bounty Hunter team. Super easy with Aura. I mean, crew himself doesn't do a ton of damage. We can get to contract pretty much immediately, and then we just annihilate him. So crew goes down with ease, and then the last team that we have to beat is a Dooku team that was on the bottom with our crew. Really not a lot to say here. Dooku, at this stage in the game, being endgame Kyber 1, is a really bad team, 5v5 or 3v3. I specifically left him for last because I knew that anything was going to beat it. And we end up taking our crew team. I rather like my crew team. It's probably a little dated itself too. But as you guys can see, it takes this team down with little to no resistance at all. I think we even are going to be able to manage max banners here, which is always pretty nice, being able to stun, just have the protection recovery from getting buffs or debuffs or whatever it is. And we end up winning, or at least I think we'll win. You can't see right now, but there's still 27 minutes on the clock. That being said, my opponent struggled a lot, like more than we did. So going through here, 5 losses on CLS. This is the last team he was attacking. A loss on Han Chewie. No attempt on my Giant Luke nor my Rey. And the reason why I'm comfortable saying I won, even with like a half hour on the clock, for him to beat my score now, he would have to beat all 4 teams. He's already lost too many banners on these 2 that he wouldn't be able to just leave Rey standing. He would actually have to take everything down. So there's the Malgus that we failed on up top for them. And then my opponent also had a 2-shot Lord Vader. I'm guessing he had used 2 Galactic Legends, or maybe a Galactic Legend and then Fennec. We have Gas down here that was also 2-shot. I actually saw that. He took out 5s once, and then I had to bring in something to clean it up. And then bottom wall, Boba held, Grievous held too, so some pretty nice holds. He didn't do well in efficiency, and even if he did a little bit better in efficiency, having 4 teams standing to 1, that's a lot of banners. It's like 180 banners in efficiency. So we won, I'm pretty darn sure. So kind of nice. Haven't won 2 GACs in 1 week in maybe a month or 2, so that's pretty nice. I'll take it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome.